If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. What's good, YouTube? Today we're going to be once again showcasing the Neospacian Dark Creator deck that I've been playing a lot on the channel lately. I decided to bring it to my team's little internal tournament. We do these every now and then. So far we've played everything, all the rounds before Top Cut. Top Cut's going to be in like a week, so I figured I'd just show off the matches that I've played so far so we can see how the deck fared against other good players on good decks. So first match we have here is up against Fitz. If you want to see the deck profile, by the way, it is posted on this channel somewhere. I did like a paper deck profile for it like a week ago or something, so you can go watch that. And if you want like in-depth discussion on all the card choices and stuff, for this video we're just gonna be looking at replays to see how the deck performed, as I mentioned. First match against Fitz. Fitz was playing Blackwings, so this was my round one, and I think we won RPS. We open a hand that is not great. It's like not awful, I guess. It's just like, we go summon Grand Mole Pass. It's not a particularly spectacular opening move. Honestly, it might have been better going second, but I see some Blackwing cards down. So we know that Fitz is playing Blackwings, actually. Not going to use the Sirocco effect, going to just bounce my card and hit in. Now here, we have the option to Dark Panther over the Sirocco. I think we just Typhoon. Figure we got to use the Spell Trap removal sometime. I could have Stormed the back row, just in case of some like top deck Whirlwind shenanigans, and I actually go for Brain Control. And the reason I do that is so we can Synchro in main 2 and like end with something strong on the field. Because if we just go for Panther, we're just hitting over one thing, and then already what he has is just going to hit over it. So yeah, I think this was probably better. The opponent, let's see, Fitz he could collude over this, and then Blackers, it's not very good. Just going to set oppression. Now, at this point, I think we're just swinging in. We're worried about, like, Brain or, like, Blizzard Dad maybe randomly killing us, but that's about it. I actually set this. I don't know if I should have set this. I was thinking, like, oh, well, if he has, like, some weird combination of cards, like Brain Control plus or Blizzard plus Dad or something, that we're just going to die. But instead, he just gets to make Armor Master. Now, we can just go for Storm. Unfortunately, one of the set cards is actually Legacy, but we're still just going to bounce this with the Mole and then hit in for 29, so no more Brain Control. We don't have to worry about that. No more Dad either, unless he can get a value to the graveyard, which I don't think he's playing Hybrid, so that's not going to happen. So we're in a decent spot. He does set the value, set the Book of Moon. We go here for the Armageddon Knight, and then we drop Dad, and he's just going to scoop it up. So, yeah, pretty clean game number one. We didn't have a fantastic opening, but this game we do have a fantastic opening. So we just go straight ahead, activate that Convert Contact, draw some cards. Could have sent the Glowmoss. I figured I already had the Light maybe, and I just want to get the Dad live. So unfortunately, it does have the Storm, which forces out my Solemn Judgment. So we choose to just bottomless his normal summon. Opponent sets some stuff. We go for Dark Armed because it's just live. And then we chain MST. We kill the set Mirror Force. We activate Rhoda. We get Junk Synchron. Okay. So I think we just make like an Android or something. Yeah, that was a pretty strong move. We out the whole field. We get in for big damage. We gain some life. Opponent's definitely going to do something here. He draws Brain, but he just has to like normal summon a Blizzard, and Black Rose my Dad, which is not particularly good. We go in with the Grand Mole, and okay, they draw Icarus. We attack. We get Compulsed, whatever. We set Raikou, and they set. And here is where we threw the game. This is really just egregious. This is definitely the worst play that I made in the entire series. Just like, first of all, we should have just hit the monster here. Instead, we decide to 50-50. We lose the 50-50, of course. So then we just play into this with like everything, including our Sork, just for no reason. So we lose everything to Icarus attack. Now, this wouldn't have cost me the game unless he specifically draws Shura for turn, which he does. And then he does draw the Shura for turn. He goes into Armor Master, and we have no out. So I basically just completely egregiously punted this game for no reason at all. We draw Dark Creator, which we can't use for anything. He top decks a monster, which is enough to kill us. So yeah, absolutely like should have won that game 10 times out of 10. Like I said, that was the worst thing I did in the whole series, so we don't have to worry about any more cringe after that. I mean, there's still misplays, but nothing like even vaguely approaching that. That was horrible. That was horrible. So we go for a Dark Panther here. It's not really clear what the best thing to search is against Blackwing. If it's Sirocco, it's Dark Panther. If they make a Synchro, it's what's its name? It's Grand Mole. So kind of like showed off some info there by well, whatever. We're going to end phase Dust Tornado. And then we have the Typhoon, technically, but I think this is the game where things just don't go well. Definitely, we should have just 2-0'd, right? We should have won game 2. There's, like, no excuse whatsoever for losing game 2. So then I just go for Junk Warrior, but they have Lethal with, like, Dad or something. So, we do die this game. We do die this game. I don't know if there's a different way I could have played in game 3. I think game 2, it's pretty clear that we had that one dead to rights, but just 100% punted it. So, unfortunately, we do end up eating an L there, and I go the whole tournament thinking about how I should have won round 1. But it's okay. It's okay. Can we bring it back? Let's find out. Let's find out. It was painful to relive onto this game. As you can see, our hand is based. Like, our hand is just absolutely awesome. We go Foolish plus... oh, wait. Do we use the Allure? Yeah, we use the Allure. We draw into a Glow Moss, which is not great. Mind Control is potentially pretty good. Snack doesn't have a fantastic hand. Titanial's there, because she's playing the Titanal Cat deck. So we just go for Armageddonite here. Get into a Grand Mole. I think that's probably correct. Grand Mole's pretty decent against this deck. We go Hidden Direct. There is a Gores, but it's kind of fine. We can just kill one of them with that Raikou, set the Torrential Tribute, pass the turn. Oh, this game was weird. I remember this. Yeah, there is a mistake that occurs, right? We get Judgmented, then we think for a long-ass time, and then we double normal, which ends up being really bad because we play into the Mirror Force. So yeah, obviously this just should be impossible. This game state is messed up now. This is still not as bad as the throw in game in the last game, but yeah, at the time I waited for like a full minute. Or I was just like thinking, so it's easier to understand why I like flubbed like that, and no one noticed either. So pretty bad that we allowed that to happen. But it's kind of jokes on me here because I end up in this situation where I really need another monster to normal summon so I can torrential the field, but I don't have it because I double normaled the Grand Mole and hid the Mirror Force. So Snack is just getting draws every turn with the Glow Moss, but they're completely useless, right? Because like just drawing garbage. So it's just like, damn, if I could just draw a monster at any point here to normal summon and flip Torrential and then Typhoon the back row and drop Dark Creator, we would just win the duel. But I actually can't because I don't have one because I double normaled the Grand Mole. So bad. Yeah, and we do get like multiple top decks that don't help, and now we're dead because I don't know, like Heavy Storm plus Brain Control or something. Yeah, we kind of threw that one, but it was just like the game state shouldn't have even been like that because we double normal summoned and no one noticed and no one caught it and we never got fixed. So I don't know. Hopefully we can. We're off to a rough start here. We're off to a rough start, but that's okay. That's okay. We can. It's still time. There's still time. We could convert Contact. We could draw some cards. We have a DDV. I actually set the Contact as a bluff. I don't know if that was smart or not. We go for the Raikou on the back row, and then she just lets us do that. I guess valuing the Titanial more, but now we just go Junk Synchron, make Catastor, and then we have DDV. I forget if we just flip this or not. No, we don't. So they're going to set Mirror. Then we go summon Junk. I think we summon Junk. Yeah, we summon Junk, and then we make Junk Warrior. We attack. Mirror Force is used. We chain DDV, obviously. So that's going to kill everything. She gets 2 tokens, but we see her whole hand. It's not that good. Gets a bottomless. So yeah, DDV is kind of just going to like win us the game at this point. We hit in with the cross border. We draw into Storm. Kind of just want our cross border to get hit over at this point so that we can search and go Contact. But I mean, it's fine. We're just gonna keep outing tokens. She goes for Caius, which we do take a ton of damage here. I think we probably just flip this Storm and start doing some Dark Creator shenanigans. Oh no, we don't flip the Storm. We just decide to play in the bottomless because we got another one. So we go for Sork, and then we of course know the Gores are still there, so we respect it. Draw another Crow, go Armageddonite. I probably should have hit with Armageddonite first here, because like the whole point of summoning it was for damage. But yeah, she just like greeted the Gores super hard, even knowing that I knew about it, so we didn't get punished for that. So she's going to take the Sork with the Mark, which means I assume she drew another Caius, which she did. Hits over the Armageddonite, but that's okay. That's okay because we have a second Dark Creator. We're going to bring out that Sork, banish the Caius. So now we're doing pretty good. We're up a lot of cards. We bring back another monster. We hit into the Gores. But that's, we can just banish one with the banish one with the Sork, and then the 23 one's too small to do anything for some reason. Okay, I flipped this into attack mode so she can't just run over it. Now we go Storm, and now we kill the set monster, banish that, attack for game, etc., etc. Okay, we finally managed to be vaguely competent in a game. Now we're going to game number 3, and we open a decent hand, a solid hand. Snack has Titanial in hand again. This is why I've just I've fully quit playing decks with Titanial and Destiny Hero Malicious in them, just like ever, because I always draw them. Here we go for Grandma, go for Convert Contact in main 2. We draw into a DDV. I decided to... Was it really right to set both of these? I don't know. They're like weird because they don't do anything if you don't preset them. Maybe I should have set neither, but then that telegraphs the Gores. Maybe I should have just set Arabellum. I guess we're just praying no heavy. It was a little bit of a suspect play there. But now we do go for the junk into the... Oh, no, wait. The junk is not live. Right, we have to take the Sangan, make Catastor. At this point, I should have maybe just fired DDV right here. I end up waiting, and I feel like I regret, a little bit regret, not like super regret waiting. I feel like we should have just shotgunned it, because now it's clear from the Dandelion search that she just knows I have DDV, or is playing like I have DDV. So at that point, there's no reason not to just fire it, otherwise it just gives her more time to try and play around DDV, which she does do by getting a Dandelion. So at this point, I realize my mistake, and I just decide, all right, we're shooting it now. We hit a bunch of cards, we see her hand, it's utter dog. So yeah. We draw, we find Creator. Creator's not live just yet. I think we're one dark short, and then we draw another Creator. So I'm just like, whatever. We'll wait for this Gores. We have, like, infinite hand knowledge from this DDV that's still going, so I decide to set this. If she Caiuses and attacks direct, she's going to play into Gores anyway. We draw into Dolphin, so we go for the Convert Contact. Probably drop Creator. No, wait. Why didn't we drop the Creator? Oh, it's not live yet, actually. We only have 4? Okay. So we just set this and chill. She actually hits Inhibit, which means we get I think that was the last Spatian in deck because there's not a lot of other good reasons to search it. So now we go in with our Dark Creator, summon out the Junk Synchron, make Thought Ruler, gain 2400. Also sort of plays around Mark, kind of, if she doesn't have another follow-up. She says Typhoon, we just end phase Dust. Now we're just getting, we're pogging out with the Creator, getting pluses every turn, summoning back all these Dark Synchros that we made with the Junk Synchrons. Maybe I shouldn't have played into the Gores like this. I don't know, because it's like she can just out my Creator, but we have another Creator. It might not matter too much. I think we know about the Sork, but the Sork has just been dead the whole time. So if we stack this Plague, even if it gets crowed, and at this point I kind of suspect Crow, because she thought earlier on the Creator thing, even if it gets crowed, that just means we drop Dark Arm Dragon and we win the game. So that's kind of what's going to be happening. Oh, apparently there was a... the DB... replay was glitched. There was a book on the field, but we just had the Judgment anyway and the Storm, so it didn't matter. All right, we end up taking that match after the weird game 1 double normal summon shenanigan thing. Okay. We're back on track. Next match up against Mr. Maple. Mr. Maple is playing Diva Hero Beat, if I recall. Pretty standard deck in the meta right now. We open another pretty pog hand. What is all these bonkers hands I'm drawing, actually? We're drawing so many, like, Foolish Burial plus draw card hands. It's happened, like, 3 times. 3 times. You love to see that. I mean, obviously, we play Triple Contact because we want to draw that Triple Contact. And then we just set Porter. I guess we're out of Porter's to send, so the only thing to send with this is really, like, Plague Spreader. But if we keep it in our hand and maybe drop Trag, then we could pitch the 4 to steal one of his monsters, because we know what he's on. We've seen the replays from the other teammates. He hits over, we get Granmole. Granmole's pretty good. This deck makes Synchros, it makes Ab-Zero. Definitely a nice one. We go set the Raikou. Maple summons Diva, goes into Stardust. I maybe should have considered this, maybe set the Compulse or something, or just like done a different play. I'm not really sure. I decided at this point that I actually don't really want to mill. Both the Porters are gone. We got like Grave mostly set up. So it's pretty much just all like gas left in my deck. So I just target the Stardust to make him negate, so because I don't even want to mill. And then lo and behold, the top card is a Junk Synchron, which is one of those aforementioned pieces of gas that I wanted to draw. Here we kind of just hope we can set this Compulse and answer the Stardust that way. He attacks with Stardust first, we can Pulse it, and then at this point we're going to drop the Tragodia and try to go for the steal, I think, because we're just fully out of things to send with this Armageddonite since we drew one of our Cross Porters and sent the other one on turn 1. So I just decided to go for the steal. I think it's unlikely that either of these two is a Gemini Spark since they were set with no alias on the field. And he doesn't set a new one, so I feel like we can probably just do this, attack with both. And then if he clears it with mirror, it's whatever. It's still kind of like a, what is that, a 2 for 2. Not a big deal. He goes for Diva Torrential. I'm not exactly sure that he should have Torrentialed like that. I mean, maybe it's like, even if, the thing is, he could just Miracle and make an Ab-Zero and be fine. So now with my Field Bearer, we bring out the Dark Creator. He should have bottomless this. Instead, he bottomless the Tragodia. I'm not sure about that play. I don't know why, but we just have lethal now, right? We go for a level 5, we attack over, and it plays around Gores too, which he's probably on. Most hero beat decks are on Gores. So we're going to take game number 1 there. I mean, we had a ton of gas there. We had multiple Junk Synchron plays, etc. He did have a Miracle, though, that I think never got used. So this hand is all right. It's not fantastic. It's not the end of the world. We can get 3 Darks into rotation. I decided to set the Brain just so we can try to do some like pro-heavy shenanigans where it's like, but the set card isn't really the pro-heavy. So I go for Junk Synchron. We go for Mind Control, just attack with Goyo. I feel like maybe I should have taken out Mind. It's like not fantastic in this matchup. He hits over my Cross Porter. That puts the 3rd Dark in the grave. We get the Aqua Dolphin. At this point, we go for the Brain. We go force out that Gemini Spark. I set Typhoon and I pass. I'm just waiting for him to put another monster on the field so we can get a little more value out of this Dark Armed Dragon. So we're going to take 2,400 at this point. And then he sets another actually with Gores in hand, which is interesting. I hit the bottomless. So I make a pretty bold calculation here. I'm like, the other one is not the other bottomless, right? It would have been kind of if it was Torrential, though. But either way, we're getting a +1 with this dad. And we actually end up getting a +2 with this dad. So now we go for Dolphin, look at the hand, and as we suspected, there's a Miracle Fusion there, unfortunately. So he's going to get to out our field. We made a little bit of an oopsie here, I think, where I decided I didn't want him to have a 3k Ab-Zero. So instead, I just end up banishing the Porter to kill my own Dolphin, which makes sense in the short term because it means he has to trade the Ab-Zero for the dad instead of like just hitting over my dad, and then I have to use the like Junk Synchron to trade with the Ab-Zero. But by doing this, I accidentally just make my future Junk Synchrons dead, which there are still 2. Well, one's in my hand, the other one's left in my deck. So it ended up being kind of suboptimal. Here we get pretty... we get kind of unlucky because he draws the Ryo, and the Ryo is so good. The Ryo is so good, and we have no answer right now, so we need to find something to get rid of this stupid thing. We draw Contact, which is nice, definitely fantastic. We draw another Junk Synchron. I'm like, damn, I should have left that Cross Porter in my graveyard. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. We go for a Lure, but we still don't find a good answer to this Ryo. We just set the Thunder King, like, yeah, set the Thunder King. We set the Armageddon Knight. Yeah, we had to make an awkward decision here where it's like, I could keep the Armageddon plus the Junk and then set up Junk, or I can keep Armageddon plus Creator. I decided keeping the Creator's probably better. So we take, he just runs over my guy again. Fortunately, we get a really huge Pro Storm here. If he'd had like Road, we'd have just lost. We have to go Creator out this Thunder King Ryo, and then we can finally use this Rhoda and get the last warrior out of our deck, which is just a Cross Porter. He goes hit over. I could have maybe just summoned the Mole and passed here. Yeah, because then we wouldn't have taken damage. So now we're in a top decking situation, but I just viewed my deck, and we have a lot of decent top decks. We have 2 Cyber Dragons, we have a Chaos Sork, we have the other Dark Creator, and we have like some back row that could potentially help out. We have a lot of decent draws. We draw into one of the Cyber Dragons, which is super nice, and we hit over, we hit in, and now we've got like Mole, just pretty much answers any like Ab-Zero or whatever that we could potentially have to worry about. Here Mirror Force was gone. I didn't need to play around it here. I mean, yeah, I should have just gone for the extra 900 probably. I don't know why I didn't do that. I think I just didn't check graveyard or something. So he hits in, we go in. Now we know there's an Honest in hand. We just need to bottomless whatever he top decks, which is what we do. We hit in, we set Solemn Judgment, and now it's like we just can't lose, right? We Solemn whatever he draws, and we're just Tribute Summoning Cyber Dragon, attacking 4 games. So that was the match against Diva Hero. Diva Hero beat, I should say. And then finally, final match we have is up against Fen. Fen is playing Fairy, and she has called me a coward already. Just absolutely toxic behavior. Game 1, our hand is not too good, and we get Dust Shooted. Well, we draw Dust Shoot, I guess, so it's a little bit alright, I guess. I decided to take the Honest. I just, like, never Dust Shoot, take Gores. Gores is so boneless when you know it's there, you know what I'm saying? So she flips up the Warrior Lady. I'm like, well, thank God it's not a recruiter. We're going to bottomless that. And then we take 11, and she doesn't set the judgment because she knows I got this mirror, this mirror force, this heavy storm. We draw and do a really good draw, which is Armageddon Knight. It just kind of like fixes this whole situation. Now we're feeling really good. Even if she top decks a recruiter and crash, it's just like we're still feeling really fine. We're chilling. She top decks Dim Alk, which is nice. She needed a good normal summon. We go for the Convert Contact, draw 2 cards. We find Dad. Okay, I do decide to go for the hilarious like Edison Trinity of Storm Brain Control Dad here. So we get in for a ton of damage, right? I think she just drops the Gores straight away. So we get in for maybe not a ton of damage. We just kill the Dim Alk. I actually leave the Gores there. And then she top decks another monster, which is what she needed. I decide to use the Torrential. I could have maybe held it. I'm just worried, like, what if I don't draw a monster or something? But we do draw a monster. This gets judgmented. I don't know if I agree with that judgment. Probably should have just, like, judgmented the summon of my Junk Synchron, right? And then there's one less, like, good top deck in my deck. I don't know. So she goes, swings in with the Honest, whatever. That's fine. We go set Raikou. She summons a Warrior Lady. I'm just like, well, I have Bottomless in against Fairies. I might as well use it on the first thing I see. We have double Raikou now. I'm kind of worried about milling my win cons. So we do mill a Junk, which isn't great. And now we just need to hit the back row, drop the Chaos Sork, and we have Lethal because we know that card in hand is just an Honest. So, yeah, solid game number 1 for me, I guess. Game number 2, we bring in that DDV, but we completely brick. And then we get Pro Storm, so I just scoop it up. I'm just like, all right, yeah, you got me there. Game number 3, we kind of draw a bricky hand again. Yeah, this isn't really better than the last hand, honestly. The main thing is we're going first, and we're not going to get Pro Stormed, so it's like we have a decent shot. We draw Cross Porter, which we definitely need. We just need to get this stupid thing to the graveyard ASAP, which is what we do. And fortunately, there's no DD Crow to be chained here. We just see Cyber Dragon Royal Oppression. So I decide we can't really be playing the game with that Royal Oppression down, so we decide to Mind Crush it. Very nice sort of synergy there with the Dolphin. We do get Sidra hit over. We know what both those sets are. We go for Junk Synchron. I decide the Book of Moon answers the Panther a little too well in terms of copying Sidra going for Fortress. So I decide to make her use it on this play instead. That way we at least get down some nice defense here. She doesn't summon the Warrior Lady. So here, since this got booked down and flipped back up, we can actually use its effect to bring out the Dark Panther from my hand. Then Dark Panther is going to copy the Cyber Dragon so that we can make Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Then we summon Armageddon Knight and send, Cross Porter. Of course, we played into the known Torrential because we just have a Dark Creator to go for. So we go for bring back Armageddon Knight again, this time sending Plague Spreader. Obviously, no point bringing back the 0 attack Fortress Dragon. Yeah, cool thing you can do is Fortress Dragon doesn't require the Cyber Dragon you use to be a machine monster, so you can just like turn Panther into Cyber Dragon and make Fortress. Fenn's going to summon that DD Warrior Lady now, hit over. Oh, I guess she held the Warrior Lady in hand because of the set Torrential. That makes perfect sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. So here, it's pretty clear that she has the orange light. I just decided to make her use it, because why not? So there goes our Dark Creator. We go in, just make a Catastor here, clear that. And now we have Rhoda for the 3rd Junk Synchron with Mind Control. That's just going to be lethal. So we finished strong despite the extremely questionable start to our little internal series with like the horrible misplay and then the double normal summon. God, I'm cringing even thinking about it. Oh well. You know what? We finished with a 3-1 record, which was enough to make it into the top cut, or the top 4, or whatever we're doing. I think there's like 12 of us in this thing. All very good players, of course. So yeah, overall I was satisfied with how the deck performed, even if I wasn't fully satisfied with how I performed. But you know, no one's perfect. Everyone's always going to make mistakes, stuff like that. You just got to learn to live with it. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, nonetheless, despite my screwed-up play in this first 2 games. I think the deck was still very cool, and we got to do some cool stuff with it and all that. And we did ultimately perform very well in our little internal tournament here. So, yeah, see you in the next one. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.